What's going on, guys? EPL Dude 96 here, and welcome to episode number 4 of the Cincinnati Reds Legends Fantasy Franchise on MLB 19 The Show. We are going to conclude the month of April in this episode. 2 more games against the Cardinals and 2 games against the New York Mets on the road. And if you like the series, you want to see more, subscribe, like this video, and comment on what you think of it all. Big series against the St. Louis Cardinals, our toughest competitors in the NL Central. Kiner and Cepeda are their legends. As we won the first game in the series back on stream yesterday. You can check that stream out. All streams are saved onto the channel. We're 16-10. The Cardinals are 15-10, and we're trying to clinch the series win here. We actually played the Cardinals at home earlier in the month. We gave up 16 runs to them in the game. We got a great pitching matchup here. 2 of the greatest lefties of all time, Clayton Kershaw and Randy Johnson. Clayton Kershaw, the leader of this incredible Cardinals pitching staff, who is among the best in the bigs. And we get things started with a Josh Hamilton RBI here into left field. Mike Trout is going to circle third and score as the Reds take themselves a 1-0 lead in the first inning, as Cincinnati's looking for a 4th win in a row. Bottom of the first, nobody out. Randy Johnson cannot buy an out right now, as Ralph Kiner is going to hit one down that third base line, and the speedy Trey Turner is going to circle second and third and score to tie the game at 1 in the first. Skipping ahead now to the 3rd inning, Randy Johnson and Clayton Kershaw, you would expect to get themselves a groove, and they got a groove going in this game, as Johnson is going to ground this one out, or Kiner is going to ground this one out, and Johnson's going to throw it to Votto at first base to get the out. And into the 4th inning now, Clayton Kershaw is going to do the same. He's going to get himself a 1-2-3 inning, forcing Gene Segura to pop out into left field. It's a good hit from Gene Segura, who is now our primary third baseman. Gio Urshela was sent down to Triple-A. Daniel Murphy coming up for him. Andrelton Simmons here is going to lead off the 6th inning with a single up the middle. He has started to get some consistency, about a 260, 270 hitter now. He was in the low 200s early on, and as you see, our 3rd most hits on the team this year. Andrelton Simmons, his 31st hit of the year. 2 outs in the top of the 6th now with 2 on, 2-1 count. Kershaw still pitching. Gene Segura is going to time that breaking ball well, but it's going to be caught in center field, so the Reds leave 2 ducks on the pond. Top of the 7th now, Randy Johnson hits it right at Kershaw's face as it blazes past him into center field. And once again, pitchers who rake, man. We've got pitchers who can rake. But Orlando Cepeda is very good at raking too, as he's going to hit this one high, and out of the park for a solo home run in the bottom of the 7th inning to give the Cardinals a 2-1 lead. 4th home run of the year for Orlando Cepeda, as Randy Johnson probably overstayed his welcome a little bit on this start. As we take a look at the stats here, Show Track going to give us a little bit of a look at this home run. 110 exit velocity, 36-degree launch angle, and Cepeda knows it's gone the second he hits it. So does Randy Johnson. Let's take a look at the hang time, 7 seconds, and 413-foot distance. What a bomb from the legend himself. Bottom of the 7th now, runners in the corners for the Cardinals. Hit up the gut, Brian Dozier gets himself an RBI, and the Cardinals go up 3-1 now as they're starting to pull some runs together. But now we've got ourselves an action-packed next 2 innings. Gene Segura is going to take a pitch there with bases loaded in the top of the 8th inning. 1 out, 2-2 now, bases loaded for Segura. You see Mike Trout there on third base. 2-2 pitch coming now. Let's see if it's going to be in the zone. It's not. The slider's outside. Segura is going to take it. Full count now. 2 pitchers warming up for the Cardinals. Jorge Soler on deck. 3-2 count. 1 out. Is this going to be a chance for the Reds to open the game up? Pitch comes in, and it's just outside. So Segura walks with bases loaded. Mike Trout gets to come home freely, and the Reds get back on the board. 3-2 now as Pat Neshek walks Segura there and keeps the bases loaded with 1 out. Jorge Soler, the next batter. 2-1 count. He's going to hit that sinker into left field deep. It is going to be caught, but it's enough distance to bring home Josh Hamilton to tie the game at 3 with 2 outs in the 8th. Runners on first and second in the 8th inning. Joey Votto up the middle. Gary Sanchez is going to circle third, and the Reds are going to take a 4-3 lead here in the 8th inning. Still the 8th inning now. The Cardinals batting. Here's Gene Segura looking to get the guy out at home. He throws it over the head of Gary Sanchez. What are you doing, mate? Cardinals take the 5-4 lead as the ball goes out of play, allowing 2 runs to score. What a mistake there by Gene Segura. Still nobody out in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Reds bullpen just doing a terrible job here. It's going to fall right in front of Josh Hamilton, and another run's going to come in for the Cardinals to make it 6-4. Still nobody out. Here's another big hit into left field. Hamilton, again, is not going to be able to catch it. It falls, and the Cardinals bring in another run. It's 7-4 now. A 4-run inning so far for the Cardinals. This is a pop fly into center field for Mike Trout, but it's going to be a sac fly. It's enough to bring home the 5th run of the inning for St. Louis to take an 8-4 lead. Let's see if the Reds can get those rally caps on. 2 on, 1-2 count for Josh Hamilton. With 1 out, he hits it deep into right field over the head of Mookie Betts. That is going to bring home another run for the Reds, make it 8-5. Do they still have enough rally left in them? Gary Sanchez is going to hit that one between third and short into the shift. Trout's going to score. 8-6 now. Reds still can score more runs. 2 ducks on the pond. Gene Segura, another deep shot into left field. It will be caught, but it's enough to bring home another run for the Reds. It's 8-7. Can they tie the game? Soler strikes out, though. And the Reds actually lose 8-7 in an action-packed encounter, which included 11 runs in the 8th and 9th inning, but the Cardinals tied the series, force a rubber match, 8-7 win. Orlando Cepeda with the big home run. Josh Hamilton gets 4 hits. Trout gets 3. Into the rubber match of this series in Busch Stadium. First inning, Ralph Kiner is going to hit a 2-run shot to get things started for the Cardinals, making it 2-0. Matthew Boyd, our starting pitcher today, and there's Eugenio Suarez still in the first inning. He's going to bring home run number 3, and the Cardinals off to a fast start here. 3-0 in the first. Into the top of the second now, 1 out. Pedro Serrano against Brandon Woodruff. Jeez, Pedro. Dead center. 10th home run of the year for the former Cleveland Indians fictional player. And then in the same inning, Gary Sanchez is up this time, and he's going to hit one deep into left field, into the second deck. And the Reds tie it on 2 swings in the second inning. Top of the 5th now, 2 on for Joey Votto. Woodruff still in the game. Votto is going to hit one straight down Main Street, and Joe Morgan is going to circle third and score the go-ahead run in the 5th. 4-3 to the Reds. Same inning now into the bottom half of it. Eugenio Suarez is up and is going to hit a no-doubter into the left center gap for a 2-run shot, and the Cardinals retake the lead 5-4. Bases loaded here for Frank Casilla in the 7th inning. Casilla is going to dribble one to Andrelton Simmons at short. He can't get the out at second, and the Cardinals score their 6th run. Top of the 9th for Joey Votto. He's going to hit one up into center field as the Cardinals are going to win the series with 2 wins on the trot as they take it 6-4 at home. As Woodruff gets the win, Kiner has a 3-hit game and 2 RBIs, 3 hits for Orlando Cepeda. Gomberg with the loss, and Mike Morin gets the save. Time to start our new series in Queens against the New York Mets, who've got Pete Rose, Minnie Minoso, Roberto Alomar, Harmon Killebrew, and the prospect extraordinaire Fernando Tatis Jr. Mets 16-11. Planes are flying from LaGuardia, and Joe Morgan is going to take that ball off into orbit. Home run to start the game on the leadoff in the first inning. Joe Morgan, his 6th home run of the season. Top of the second inning here with a 1-0 lead for the Reds. Masahiro Tanaka, 400 average this year. It's only going to go higher as he hits a single there into left field. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Masahiro Tanaka doesn't just hit the ball. He does what he normally does and just pitches lights out. No hits allowed in the first 3 innings for him. Top of the 4th, 2 outs. Here's the Kraken. Gary Sanchez, no doubt about it. Home run, crushed it. 7th of the year for the Reds catcher. 2-0 against the Mets. Top of the 5th, Tanaka. He's going to get another hit, increasing his average to 500. A 2-hit game for Masahiro Tanaka. But in the bottom of the 5th inning, he still hasn't allowed a hit until there, where Alex Verdugo gets the first hit of the game for the Mets. 4.2 innings of no-hit baseball from Masahiro Tanaka. Into the top of the 6th now. Votto's already got a hit against Jake Odorizzi. 1 out. Votto, opposite field, home run. 3rd homer of the game for the Reds and the 3rd homer of the year for Joey Votto to make it 3-0. Masahiro Tanaka is still pitching because he is still not giving up base runners, striking out Fernando Tatis there with the slider away. 6 hits for the Reds, 1 for the Mets. And guess what? It was going to stay that way as Tanaka will strike out Minnie Minoso on that beautiful splitter and put together an impeccable performance on the diamond. A 1-hit complete game shutout and 2 hits on the day for Masahiro Tanaka as the Reds win 3-0 on 3 solo shots. Into the last game of the episode, Kenta Maeda, our other Japanese starter, into the game. And he's actually going to give up a run here in the first as Harmon Killebrew is going to hit the sac fly into right field, bringing home the former Red, Pete Rose, maybe the greatest Red of them all. Bases loaded in the top of the 3rd inning. Josh Hamilton up. He's going to hit that one straight to center, and the Reds leave bases loaded. Left on, but into the top of the 5th now, nobody out, 2 runners on. Kenta Maeda with the beautiful sac bunt puts runners in scoring position down 1-0. That's going to bring up Joe Morgan. He starts off with that 1-2 count again. We play with fast counts to make the game quicker. Johnny Cueto pitching, another former Red player. Runners in scoring position, and Joe Morgan dribbles one to Tatis at short. He's going to get thrown out, but bring in the tying run. 1-1 now. Moving all the way to the top of the 8th now. 1 for 3 day for Joe Morgan. Francis is pitching, and Joe Morgan is going to hit that classic double into the gap. I think his 14th double of the year. He definitely leads the team in 2 baggers. He's on second. 1 out for Josh Hamilton. 1-2 count. He strikes out at a fastball looking. That's going to bring up Joey Votto. He's got plenty of ribbies this year. He's going to get intentionally walked, which will allow Gene Segura to come up with 2 on, 2 out. Segura hits a jammer into center field. That's going to fall in front of the center fielder and bring home Joe Morgan to give the Reds a 2-1 lead in the 8th. Raisel Iglesias in the 8th inning. Here's a hit into shortstop. And who's at short? It's Daniel Murphy, who we brought up from AAA to replace Gio Urshela. He's also got 2 hits on the game and is going to get himself a lead-off double in the 9th inning. But yeah, that doesn't look like a double. That is the weirdest ground rule double you're ever going to see. Goose Gossage comes in for the save, tying run on second base. And there's the ground out to Joe Morgan. Murphy catching it at short. As the Reds win 2 in a row against the Mets, 2-1 victory for Cincinnati. Porcello coming out of the pen, 3 innings, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. Joe Morgan, 2 hits, Murphy, 3 hits. As now, since we are through the month of April, let's take a look at the stats and standings at the end of the month. First up, let's take a look at the division standings. We finished the month of April 18-12. We're a half a game behind those Cardinals. But the best team in the Bigs belonging in the American League West, the Oakland Athletics, 21-12 to start the season. Taking a look at some stats now. In batting average in the NL, Mike Trout in second at .373, Ted Williams in first, batting over .400. The home run leader's a man we just faced as Ralph Kiner's got 14 to start the year. Reds pitcher Sandy Koufax just below Zach Greinke there with 4 wins on the season, Greinke with 5. But here's our man who's been just phenomenal this year, Masahiro Tanaka, a .87 ERA in April. Concluding, we take a look at the players of the month. The pitcher of the month, Oral Hershiser from the Rockies, JD Martinez takes player of the month, and Yordan Alvarez, also of the Rockies, wins rookie of the month. And in the American League, Reynaldo Lopez winning pitcher of the month on the Astros, Justin Turner takes home player of the month from the Indians, and Mickey Mantle, not really a rookie, but a rookie, takes rookie of the month on the New York Yankees. That's going to do it for this episode of the Cincinnati Reds franchise. Join us on stream next time. We're going to start the month of May, taking on the Mets in Queens, then hosting the Giants, and then we're going to California to the Bay Area, facing the A's and the Giants again. Thank you for watching. We will see you guys next time. I'm EPL Dude 96. Subscribe, like, comment. Bye-bye for now.